Hello, Gooner Gang. What is up?
Yo, what's up? We're spanking it tonight. Say anything right
We
now.
can say
Anything. Bang. Alright, that's the intro. What's up, everybody?
It's Sojaguk Sky here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. My name's William Bushy. I'm the manager of the Tyrants.
I'm Lucas Bush, the manager of the Sentries.
And this is Inside the JFL. We're making shit happen tonight. New draft. New season on the way. Week 1. Already got a couple games in the books.
Big W for the Tyrants, eh?
Yeah, it was a good one. Tough one for the Sentries, though, eh? Tough one.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh, okay. Alright, my fault, G. But what was your impression of the draft class?
I think that this was a fairly overrated draft class. You know, John and Phil Holes were both really hyping up Colby Sansa.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the hype is warranted, but like we'll get into it a little later. Like I think it was a pretty weak draft class overall.
You know, I'd agree with you. I think generally speaking, it was hard to find a lot of good players early on. There were a lot of busts, but really the only good players that came out of this draft mostly came out of the first round, if there was any.
Yep.
I think Phil got it right with the positional summaries. I think the QB class was really good, and I think rarely we see a good QB draft class, and that's probably what garnered
Garnered the hype.
the hype. But for the rest of the draft class,
I mean, the linebackers, it was a pretty deep linebacker class.
It was a
20
deep
prospects, it's gonna be deep.
yeah, I think at tight end it was also pretty deep. There were a couple camps that looked really promising, but I'd say for the most part it still has a lot to be seen in the actual game, because the camps have been sort of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I always like to think of camps as like a baseline.
Yeah.
Like, you have your player, if they have a bad camp but they're a good pick, they'll still probably be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, look at Jazan, you know. He was my first wide receiver I took. First round, number 1 prospect. I thought I had a book with him. Did not have a book with him. I wound up trading him for Kelp, obviously, to you, but and now he's doing a lot better. But from the baseline from his camp, you know, we were at the launch pad, and it did not look promising.
Absolutely.
And so it became your rocket, and you took him off. And obviously, I think he's doing a lot better than he was with my team for probably a myriad of reasons. But I mean, I think all that to say, Shea Sharka, please come to life. We love you.
Bring Darren King back.
Honix
Just kidding.
loves you.
We don't like Darren King.
No, we love Darren King. We love Darren King. Darren King's a god. Did you know that? You know, I drafted him like super late in the 3rd as well. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Pretty sure.
That's pre-Centuries takeoff.
My goat, Darren King. So goated, bro. 31, 49th overall. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1-time All-Pro.
Alright.
Maybe I'm not so bad of a drafter. I'm just kidding. I'm terrible. Alright, let's get right into it then for the first segment. We're going to be talking about the first round draft recap. There were a lot of things to pick out in this draft. There were some good, there were some bad, a lot of bad.
Lots of bad. Or lots of seemingly bad.
Yeah,
we
at least according to the camp and according to some of the games that we saw week 1. Because we're only working with...
working with like 4 games done in week 1.
Yeah, let's actually say what games are done. So for the viewing audience's pleasure, in case anyone wants to fact check us, right now we have the Jackals Griffins done, we have the Sentries Lancers done, Towers Kingfishers done, Tyrants Hoplites done, Sabres Corsairs, and Salamanders Leopards done. Which, what a stinky primetime game. But
We'll talk about it.
we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about
that later. No hate, no hate. Just a tough one to watch. Mander Magic. So, all right, let's talk right about it. So, Phil Holes projects Colby Sansa, number 1 pick. That's what happens. Pretty much a no-brainer here. I think this pick was known probably a month ago.
This pick was known before the draft. I think Colby Sansa was drawn up like maybe 2 months in advance of the draft,
Yeah.
if not 3.
Yeah. This is the promised prospect for the Griffins. This is exactly what they needed. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and right now the Griffins are rich. And Colby Sansa is the jewel in the crown for them.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I think Colby Sansa, at least this first week, like he was playing probably one of the better DB rooms in the league right now.
The best in terms of picks.
Yeah, but like 3 picks in your first game, your promise is
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
Like
Let me pull up the numbers.
he was sacked 0 times. He was evasive. He did run the ball, which is I haven't seen at least in my time as a manager.
Yeah, Randall Coulon, man. Throw back.
At least so far, I don't think the Griffins are like they'll get better throughout the season, but at the start, like they are not at all where they thought they'd be.
Yeah, so for game 1, I mean it is week 1, things happen. So that's important to keep in mind. But Colby Sansa goes for 256 passing yards, throws for 65.5%, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions with no sacks. He also rushes for 38 yards on 5 attempts for a very efficient 7.6 yards a carry. That doesn't sound bad to me, considering who he's throwing the ball up against. This is Tyson Lane's offense, the Sharks' folly. And I guess after that, it's actually kind of drops off. But what about Rovon Darrington? Had a kid. 2 tackles, 1 pick. Or 1 forced fumble.
Big fuck you. Wait, bro, he really fucked.
1 forced fumble for a DB.
Is he good for a UDFA?
Let me look.
He was UDFA.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Where was he from? What school was he from? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
I'd be checking on shit like this, man. Rovon Darrington.
What do you have him pegged at?
Oh wow, it was
Yeah,
the fuck you guy.
The fuck you guy. Anderg State.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. Hard hitter, will play zone. Well, he is the hard hitter. He lived up to that. Maybe, I don't know. This also might be a fluke considering that we saw the worst game out of Khalil Corey that we've seen. Khalil Corey. Yeah, Khalil Corey in his entire career. 15 yards, 5 attempts, 2 fumbles. That's actually crazy. And one of them being forced by a DB. Man, you were here for the Khalil hype. 2 forced fumbles by a DB. I don't know.
Was Khalil hyped?
Khalil was hyped. He was good. I mean, he was on the Direwolves. He was like when I was talking about trading for Kelp, he was the other running back that I was considering trading for. But the reason I didn't go for him is because he had a huge volume, and I assume that's why his yards were so high.
Yeah.
He just didn't have as efficient as of a yards per carry as Kelp. But I don't know. Corey was still a real deal. And then the Towers got him, but then they promptly had culture death, so maybe that's why. Maybe this is the curse of Clioland on him. It's a real thing, man.
Bro, I looked at the trades that have happened this season. I think every other one is a tower
Yeah.
street. I don't know.
Bro, Owen, you just fucking stop, dude. Bro blew his team up. And then he couldn't stop. And then he traded into the Douglas Scully.
Douglas Scully.
We'll talk about that again later. All right. So we're torn on the Colby Sansa, but he does get the win in a chaotic week one against the best DB room, in my opinion, in the Jackals. Um, Most picks last year. Randall Corlon has not seen the ball run really since him. So maybe this is what the Griffins need to have some more two threat in the backfield.
Yeah.
I don't know. But do you think he's a bust?
I like you can't say he's a bust after week one,
Yeah.
but I think for the hype he got, I was expecting like a 400-yard passing game with like a 50-yard rushing,
Mm.
no picks, maybe one sack.
Yeah.
Like
Come in, lead the league.
come in lead.
Yeah. No, and he definitely didn't do that. So, I think for the hype he was getting, that is sort of what was anticipated. Um, and for what it's worth, I still think that the Griffins will rule the league for the next 3 years, especially if Sansa develops. So, right now though, it looks like it might be all quiet on the front. Next, let's talk about Jeff Maggie here. He was. See, where is he projected?
He was projected to.
Projected to.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff Maggie goes right there to the Direwolves.
WB Troy.
Yeah, let's go B Troy. He has himself a good camp. I think he's ready to lead this team out of just a absolutely tragic
Bro,
quarterback situation.
They were picked apart.
Yeah. I mean, manager Mateo left that team, and immediately it was
Everything was
bang,
gone.
bang, bang, bang. Every piece was leaving.
John Bain.
Yeah, John Bain.
Is it John Bain? I don't know.
I
I
don't-
kind of forgot. I thought he played there, but
Who was John Bain? I think he did too. John Bain moved around a little bit. I think John Bain was a Lancer.
oh, maybe he was just a Lancer. Maybe I'm just thinking about the Lancers game today.
Is he? What? Yeah, actually, wait, no. He's definitely been a
definitely
full-time
just a
Lancer
Lancer.
because
Who am I
Ty
thinking of?
refused to trade him because he didn't want a repeat of tragedy.
Who was good on the Darrells that got traded then? There was somebody.
Corey,
Corey?
Khalil Corey, yeah.
Oh, it was just Khalil Corey.
I mean, everybody got stripped
Yeah.
off that team. Everybody got stripped off that team. But they already were kind of struggling at the quarterback position, so I'm not surprised that it continues to be an issue, especially after they were stripped for parts. So yeah, I'm happy to see that Jeff Maggie's putting in work out there. I think this is a promising piece, but this is not going to be the complete turnaround of the
definitely
ship.
not. But
Detroit definitely has an uphill battle here.
he has a long way to go. It's kind of reminiscent of his draft is kind of reminiscent of what mine was last year. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
lots of early first round picks, just kind of building a base, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm excited for him.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, he definitely has a favorable matchup week one against the Paladins as well. I think the Paladins are still rocking with Daniel Hudson, if I remember correctly. Paladins. Alex. Yes, Daniel Hudson, that's right. So, we'll see how that goes. I think Daniel Hudson's second year now, and that's going to be an interesting storyline to see over the season as well.
I think Jeff Maggie and Colby Sansa are by far the best two quarterbacks
to
come out of here. But
I'd agree.
I think it'll be interesting to see if Colby doesn't live up to the hype, if Jeff Maggie
can
can
surpass.
surpass.
Really? That's it. That would be an interesting. I mean, they're going to have this rivalry for the rest of their days.
Absolutely.
This is going to be the one. This is going to be the two. Jeff Maggie's always going to have that chip on his shoulder. Colby Sansa, you were drafted in front of me, but you are not as good as me. That's what he's going to be reciting to himself for the rest of his career.
Just like Amon Ra.
Yeah, just like Amon Ra. I don't know. We'll see though. I think Jeff has a lot to prove, but also if he proves it, that would be a storyline and a half. But yeah, next up,
Verne Chariot.
yeah, goes to the Centuries. Um, is this what was in your mind here? Because I know there was lots of rumors.
There was
about
rumors of Cardinal Cage. I kind of wanted to throw people off. I didn't know Beatroy was going to take over the Direwolves like that. I kind of thought it was going to still be John.
Mm.
And I thought if it was John, like, he for sure wasn't going to go Chariot. Like, he for sure was going to take Jeff Maggie at 2.
Mm.
Beatroy came in, I was less sure. I was talking to him day of the draft, and he was like, yeah, I might take Chariot with the 2. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's worrisome.
But I thought no matter what he did, I'd win. I'd either take Jeff Maggie, Carnal Cage, or Verne Chariot.
Mm.
And even though Verne, like, didn't have the best pick, like, didn't have the best camp, I needed a defensive anchor.
Yeah.
Somebody to build on the defense.
Yeah.
Because last year was really my year of focusing on the offense and building that up.
Mm-hmm. For sure, and the way that his draft profile sounded, I mean, wow. He sounded like a game changer. Unstoppable force across the middle of the field. Heat-seeking missile, glides smoothly around blockers and bodies. High IQ and can lead. And he prefers to lead. That's exactly what you want to hear. And for what it's worth, obviously we're gonna talk about it. He has a tough camp. But he still winds up leading the team in tackles in week 1, a loss to the Lancers. And I almost wonder, if this is a young guy who prefers to lead, is he simply struggling to not be the veteran in the room, to be the oldest guy in the room, the most experienced?
I think potentially, but that also brings me to why I kind of made him a captain.
Mm.
Like, I really wanted him to be the anchor for this defense. I knew he could lead. I knew he led in the past. I know he was a great leader in the past. Like, I just thought, no matter what I'm getting with him, if he doesn't pan out to be as great of a player, he can lead and be the anchor for so long.
For sure. And I mean, he'll be here for the long ride. So I like that pick a lot. I think he's gonna fit in nicely right there along Bick. Love Bick. Miss Bick. I miss Bick.
3/3 in a dream.
All right. So yeah, I think Verne is gonna pan out in the end. At the end of the day, I think he's a good prospect.
On to Carnell Cage though.
Yeah, Carnell Cage. This
What
might
could have been?
this might have been the pick right here. The Direwolves pick up this pick from the Kingfishers, and this is another offensive piece for them. And the question is it turnaround time for
I
Direwolves?
think all good offenses are built on the run, but I'm a little biased because that's my whole fucking strategy.
Four tight
now.
ends.
Four tight ends.
Yeah.
But I think this is no matter what Beatroy did here, it would have been a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
Carnell Cage is just gonna be a demon. He needed a good running back to set the tone.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff Maggie can only do so much for that offense.
Yeah, I agree. I think also having a two-pronged attack is key. Like, if you can't run the ball, you can't pass the ball.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. So, and it looks like the camp said there's the potential for him to be a star. The question is he going to live up to it? Well, I think he will. The way he sounds as a prospect, I think he's there. It might just take a little time. So, Beatroy, be patient. Do not trade him away.
Let him hit the weight room.
Let him hit the weight room. And then next up, this one was certainly not on the mock draft. I think this is the pick that threw the wrench into the rest of the draft and began the chaos. Wide receiver DeAndre Brooks goes to the Lancers. Um, just wow. I mean, this is a guy that I thought I might be talking about drafting later in the first round. Um, I mean, I thought for sure whatever wide receiver gets taken, it's going to be Shea. Um, Winds up being Brooks. I think Brooks is a tremendous player. His description is plain and simple. He's a wide receiver who makes the catch, and that's what you need. Um, so it looks like he has a solid camp, but I gotta say, I think this was a scary reach, and for an organization that has the history of the Braden Shadug pick, it's a ballsy move. I got to give it to Ty. If I was him and I was plagued by the history book, I'd not be doing that. I'd not be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too informed of the Braden pick, but
So you don't know about this.
I don't know about
So
this.
basically, this was like right in their heyday. They traded Borston
Tucker Bo-
after winning the Super Bowl,
Yikers.
and then I believe they followed that up by drafting Braden Shadug, who was a really deep into the draft class prospect who had a one-word description
In the first?
in the first.
Oh.
And it's just like, why? Why would you do that? And like, so I mean, DeAndre Brooks he's not that deep in the class, and he certainly had a more comprehensive description than Shadug.
Yeah. I think I think going into it, DeAndre Brooks isn't necessarily as scary as that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it definitely
Also,
isn't as scary.
for my board, I had Brooks higher than Shea. I know that's a take with you because you fucking have Shea.
I mean, we're
but
gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We'll get there. We'll talk about it.
I I don't know. There was just something scary to me about Shea, and I feel like if you were the Lancers there and you had that same feeling, like take the next guy on the board.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, there's usually they'll usually hit at some
Yeah.
point.
Thanks.
He also played damn good against me today.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had a good day.
Led the Lancers in receiving.
96 yards, 8 receptions, and a touchdown. I don't think this is not quite gonna be a new morning for the Lancers, but I think this is something that certainly gets you looking forward to sunrise.
I think so as well. My secondary isn't necessarily something to scoff at, but it is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
not up to
Hey, Amari Nora,
par.
that's the goat. What was
We have
that?
we've made too many trades with each other. It's
Yeah,
bad.
we should probably stop doing it. It's like,
All right. Jerome Condrada, the top D line prospect on the board, goes
sorry,
to the
Mackay.
Rhinos.
Sorry, Mackay. Poor guy. I think the storyline was mentioned before the draft that Mackay loves to take defensive linemen, and I don't remember what Phil said. What did Phil say?
Oh,
Let's see.
I
Phil
think he had him there. No.
Phil had him there. He also had Heck Allen's going to the Lancers at that last pick, which he did not mention. Interesting. Yeah, that's right. Condrada is correctly predicted because the Rhinos do love their defensive linemen, but it's a disappointing camp.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's really sad.
One good play.
One good play all camp long, supposedly. That's what the wire says. I mean, I wasn't there. I was too busy obsessing over my camp. Yeah. So sort of something to be sad about, and he'll get a chance though to sort of shake that off and see if he's better than his camp suggests against a really poor Ben Kennedy led Cobras.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think with this class in particular, we might be seeing a trend of bad camps and good play.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it plays
We'll
out.
see. Clearly, it's not a trend for everybody.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you
In
mean
the
by that?
future, in the future, in the future. Well, it all takes time. Um, and now another stone in the Infinity Gauntlet for Ben.
Fucking a Johnny Kindle.
Johnny Kindle, DB, goes to the Glaciers or goes to the Griffins from the Glaciers. Their previous pick. Um, I mean, the camp description read a compliment to Ricard Reese, and Ricard Reese is probably one of the best DBs
That
to
first game
play.
was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, he robbed
It was
Tyson Lane of
16 tackles and four. I think he had four interceptions.
4 interceptions and a sack, I think, as well.
Like, he's on pace to just
Yeah,
demolish records this season.
yeah. I mean, we'll see because King Salazar set the hurdle high, but can he maybe break his old teammates' records? But I mean that's all to say. Johnny Kindle was got received some high praise being
Oh yeah.
compared to Ricard. And so I really think this is just going to be a case of iron sharpening iron in a great wide receiver room for the Griffins. And he had 7 tackles and a pick in his debut against Golden, behind a really, really, like we mentioned, a stellar game for Reese.
Yeah. I think it will be interesting to see how a Johnny kind of plays out with the team
Mm.
and their chemistry because he is a mute. Like, you
Yeah,
have to keep
yeah.
that in mind.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about.
But so far, like, him and Reese are on the other side of the field. It's not going to fucking matter.
Yeah.
But in the huddle, if when a Johnny takes over, like, leadership of the team, who knows? Who
Yeah,
knows
who
what'll
knows?
happen?
Who knows who will step up to be the captain? Um, it's interesting to think about because I think that's something that Ricard certainly has is that bombastic defensive back machine attitude, um, and Kindle's just a
He can't say
scary
anything,
guy.
man.
He's just a
just
scary
scary.
guy. But yeah, another good pick for Ben.
Oh, the Griffins.
He's in your division. Um, next up, let's move on. Pick 8, Levante Wagner goes to the Cobras. This was certainly a question of is this the piece for the future? No, this is a sign for now. This is a piece for today, tomorrow, the day after that. It looks like the camp says this kid's the real deal. Wagner gets his first look up against the Rhinos as well. It's an early test. What do you think? Do you think he'll get the better of Jamar Hilton?
Hmm. He probably will. I I mean, the last player that had a great camp like Wagner did was Fred Manderson.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Fred Manderson pretty much was he tied the record for sacks last year or was he was close.
I'd have to look.
But
Let me peek.
I think whenever you get a great camp report like that, a great guy, like he's gonna be a dog. I hate to say he's probably gonna be better than Chariot at least for the next 2 years,
Mm.
but I mean we'll see how he turns out.
Yeah, we'll see. Manderson did wind up being 1 sack behind Curtis Rhymes for sack leader, but um, still tremendous season for Manderson.
Levante is definitely gonna be in those conversations of tackle leader this year. I think
Yeah, for sure.
he's probably leading that defense all around this season.
I think what's interesting too is Phil wound up predicting Levante Wagner going to the Griffins, a pick earlier, and then a Johnny Kindle going to the Cobras. And I certainly wonder if a Johnny Kindle did go to the Cobras, if he would be as lethal as he is with the Griffins, already
Oh,
having
yes.
a vocal defense. I mean, Levante Wagner is the type of guys that these Cobras can certainly rally around.
Oh yeah, he'll be built around for years.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, let's move on then. Next up at pick 9, we got Fernando Alais going to the Admirals, a defensive lineman. Um,
First pick for Miranda.
yeah, yeah, it's certainly promising. I mean, there were stated mistakes in camp, um, and I mean, you got Barik Bay in the room. The question is, how do you support Barik? Because you don't want to waste Barik. Barik is a once in a lifetime prospect.
Absolutely.
Once in a lifetime player. He's not a prospect anymore. Um, I don't think Fernando Alais is the answer. But we're certainly going to get an early test against a really competitive Glaciers team early this season to see.
Absolutely. I don't even know who do the Glaciers have at quarterback right now.
I should know this.
I never play teams up north. I never play the teams up.
Rare, really. Peyton Blanche, that's right.
Huh.
Yeah. Blanche is good.
Blanche is all right.
Yeah, he got drafted last year, so no shame.
I I don't know. This pick was definitely a decent pick in the moment. I mean, it wasn't like a great D line class though. I think you could have got more.
Predicted by Phil. I really think too. Like this is sort of a for the situation, sort of a take the best player.
Yeah.
The question is, was Elise the best player on the board?
I'm I'm not quite sure about that. Um,
Yeah, I'd agree.
I I just think you could have got something else for your defense here besides D line. I
Hmm.
think you can weigh out D line a little bit more usually. Like the players you get will
Yeah,
typically perform there.
yeah. So that's certainly a tough situation there for Miranda, but I think he's a player who will improve
He definitely
eventually.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
and we're
brother.
gonna get that early test. But number 10, who are we talking about again? It's the
I don't want to talk about them,
Fucking Griffins.
brother. Ugh,
The rich get richer.
I don't understand how they have so many picks this year.
Yeah, I don't either. Um, yeah, another hit for Ben. Uh, Elliker has a really impressive camp. No major weaknesses shown. That said, Elliker does have a very, very, very disappointing game one. Goes for straight zeros against a really, really weak running back room in Santon. No tackles, no forced fumbles, no sacks, and no interceptions, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's really shocking considering
How
what kind
good
of
of a camp he had.
yeah how good of a camp. Um, but I almost wonder if he's just sitting at the back of a talented defense too.
That could be it. I think with the game that Recall Reese had,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it is hard to do stuff when a player has a game like that.
it is. Yeah, I think that certainly could have made things awkward for the first game debut for Elliker, but I mean, either way,
He'll be a piece for a long
yeah.
time.
Assuming that he develops, assuming that the camp didn't say wasn't being facetious,
Yes.
um, in the fact that he had no weaknesses. We'll see. We'll see. Fucking Griffins. Uh, Number 11, we got Sean Fletchy, tight end, going to the Hoplites. This is another really, really good draft for the Hoplites. Sean's a solid pick. He's nothing crazy for your first rounder. Um, sort of,
Yeah.
like,
They needed a tight end.
yeah, they did. They certainly did. I think Sean is gonna be a really solid pick. But for a number one prospect, like, you kind of expect a little more. You
No.
kind of expect like Kronk
I didn't. Yeah.
or Darren King.
I mean, you don't expect Kronk. Kronk is probably a pretty generational tight
Yeah,
end
he is.
prospect.
Yeah, he is. But at least something a bit more. because while his camp suggested a great player, a great solid player, he only goes for 25 yards on one catch in a loss to Penix, which
That
I'm proud of.
that could just be because the Tyrants are as great as they are, and they've been playing as well as they have the
Yeah.
last 2 seasons. But I think Fletchie'll pan out, but I don't think he's gonna be the best tight end from this class.
I don't think
guess
so
is
either.
my point.
I see a world where the camp gets this one wrong.
I see a world where the camp gets a lot of things wrong this season. I think it was just such a negative camp this year.
Yeah.
Lots of negativity from the wire.
Yeah. The variability is high on this one, for sure. But yeah, let's move on to pick 12.
D'Angelo Cockley.
Yeah, D'Angelo Cockley to the Direwolves. B. Troy, so sorry. This is your welcome to the league moment. An abysmal camp. He is not clicking in the room. He's the third DB prospect in a fairly decent class.
But I think he put up. Oh wait, he hasn't played yet. Never mind.
No, not yet.
But I mean, Phil Holes kind of predicted that this DB class would either like be pretty decent and transition like all right, but they might take some time, or they would just fall flat. He was a guy that kind of just seemed to fall flat at camp.
Yeah. But I think considering what was coined as his closeout speed, speed is something that is certainly helpful at the defensive back position. So I mean, we'll see if he can tune his mechanics to make full use of his physical.
We'll see
traits.
how it goes in game time.
Yeah.
Game speed. That's kind of what I was thinking with Chariot too after
Yeah.
that camp. Game speed. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. He wound up panning out, so we'll see for Cockley as well. Anyway, let's move on. Pick 13, running back, Admir Shakur. Admir Shaker. Shakur, two-pack Shaker. Goes to the Lancers. And that pick was fucking bounced around.
Pass like Bonnie Blue.
Yeah. The big old woman in Fort Burt.
Whoa!
No, I'm kidding. And Dirk.
But Admir, like, he had a solid camp, but that first game against the Centuries, like, that was a fucking nothing burger.
Yeah, that was a nothing burger. 33 yards, 3 yards per carry.
That's like
Ugh.
10 carries, 3
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah. Nah.
Nasty stuff.
Ah.
Nasty stuff. Could never beat a Zarik Barber.
It's true. He could never be Zarik Barber. Tyrant's legend.
Tyrant's legend. I don't know. He could be good. He could just take some time to transition.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Maybe Vern just had his number.
Vern could have just had his number. This Century, my linebacker room, it's either great one game or absolutely terrible the next. Like,
Lots of variability.
I think there's lots of variability, but at times they definitely are one of the best linebacker rooms in the league. I think it's definitely one of the like deeper, better, like well-rounded rooms.
I'd say so, yeah.
But I guess we'll have to see with them. I know Phil had said a lot of the running backs were bad in this class.
Yeah,
like
true.
it fell off after Cage. So this could just be a product of Phil's prediction.
Yeah, I agree. I think Phil usually gets it right. He's got a good track record of that. And I think Admir is sadly no exception to the rule, even though the camp suggested otherwise. And a solid player.
Tight ends start going off the board after him now.
Yeah, things get hot right here. We got four
tight ends in a
straight
row.
tight ends. The first of which being at pick 14, Red Pierce going to the Paladins from the Griffins' initial pick. Wow, what a fucking reach this was.
Where was
Um,
he there?
very very deep. I believe this was the fifth prospect
Oh,
in tight ends.
who is it?
Red Pierce
Red
sixth. He was
Pierce
the sixth.
6.
So Red Pierce, I don't know what exactly you're thinking grabbing him up here. Um,
I don't think I was very high on him.
I was not. I was not. He was not high on my board. But this looks like a surprise for the Paladins. Um, he's a deep reach, but by the looks of the camp, like yeah, it looks like he might pan out. Um, I certainly think that's a surprise. And with a young quarterback like Daniel Hudson throwing in the ball, I could quickly see how he could have a high upside, getting a lot of targets from a young arm in Hudson,
Absolutely.
and he'll get that first test soon against the Direwolves.
The Direwolves could have played while we've been talking, but
Yeah, it's true. Actually, let me check if it's been played. Wow. Well, they're talking about the pals in the Discord right now. I'll look at this later.
we'll look at it later.
Owen hates the Rhinos uniforms. That's a bad opinion. Incorrect opinion.
Yeah, but I guess we'll have to see with him. This tight end class was very interesting. There were a
Yeah.
lot of guys that I liked, but a lot of them that I would not have taken as early as they were
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, I would not have either. I think, especially considering that we saw four straight, that's something that I don't think a lot of people would have been willing to do. But that seems to be far from the truth. As next up, Kareem McCourty winds up going to the Griffins from the Hoplites via the Towers. Um, I'll let you talk about the Griffins because I've talked enough about the Griffins. My opinions are too clear.
I mean, this was a fairly expected pick. I feel like when you went around the league and you kind of talked with the Griffins, you knew they wanted Kareem.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously, the chemistry with Colby. I was looking at Kareem. I thought he might be a good like tight end to have in my room, but I
mm.
guess Colby doesn't want to throw to him anymore.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it. He only gets 29 yards on 2 receptions in uh, loss against the Sabers. Oh wait, no, that's
You're looking
looking at
at
the wrong
Martin
guy.
Harvard. He didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
get
my
targeted
fault.
in that game.
No, really, no targets.
No targets.
Oh wow,
No targets.
wow.
Terrible
Damn.
camp. Colby hates him.
He switched up on his day ones.
This is like
Is that the kind of quarterback you want leading your team?
I'm not sure.
Is that really who you want leading your team?
Looking like the Rizzler and Big Justice out here, gang.
All right.
Rizzler switched up on Big Justice, but I do love the Rizzler, so I don't care.
Did he? I thought he was in that one interview like
Oh, he
Big
said
Justice is still
he's
my
got
number one
he
friend.
has to say that, but he's also
Is that
too
PR?
famous for the kids at his school.
Well, yeah, because he was like, the people who just want me for my money, for the fame.
You've got a bad Rizzler impression. bro.
Well, he's a fucking kid. I don't know how to.
For the for
Oh.
the, for the people who became friends after I was famous.
Pull up the clip. Pull up the clip. Pull up the clip.
I'm not pulling up the clip right now.
All right. Next up is Martin Harvard going to the Corsairs. This is the third tight end in a row of the four. Looks like this is a solid grab on a tight end run in the draft. He's not really looking like any kind of game changer, but certainly nothing to scoff at with a pretty solid camp report. That said, though, he goes for the 29 yards on 2 receptions in that loss against the Sabres. A tough loss for John. I
They
think
lost that game. I didn't even see that they lost that game.
yeah, it was.
I really just looked at that game and looked at what Grazier did.
Yeah, it was crazy what he did. It was 28 to 22 for the Sabres. Reed Derby has a good day at the track. 100 yards on 23. And then Keith Weddle comes out of nowhere, 102. That is another snag that we're going to be talking about as a as an absolute gem that got snapped up later in the draft for um, Sabres. But Glacier Pershing, he's always the highlight. He always will be the highlight,
We'll talk about
except
it in a
behind
little
Sariq
bit.
Barber. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Uh, but next up, Vaughn Phillips.
The last tight end drafted in this tight end run.
He was my favorite tight end in this draft.
He was high on my board as well. I mean, I was never going to take a tight end, but he certainly had the ratings from me.
Goes to the Emperors from the Emperors pick via the Paladins.
Hey, man, however you need it, you know? Looking like draft day. They traded it away to the Seahawks and they traded back for it. Yeah, I mean, however you need it, man. He looks pretty solid. A great opportunity to learn behind the Wes Bowen. And like you said, great prospect, high on both the boards.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm wondering if this could be the next great tight end duo. I know John was hyping up Sal Kuji along Kronk.
yeah.
Kuji's good. I never viewed him like crazy high. I think John might inflate him a little, to be honest.
Well, I think it's Bernie Tolson and Darren King now. But
Oh, oh. But I think this could be like I didn't know this until today, but Jeremy Shockey and Greg Olson played on the Panthers together.
really,
It was Olson's early days.
mm.
This could be kind of reminiscent of that,
Mm.
and where Olson just learned a lot from Shockey.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, maybe Vaughn learns like an insane amount from Wes Bowen,
Mm.
and
Comes the next one,
the next one.
the next one for the Emperors.
Oh, brother. What's the next pick, gang?
Pick 18. That is the Tyrants. Wide receiver Shea Sharka falls all the way down to 18. I don't know how he fell.
You've got a lot to say about this one, don't you?
Not a lot. I took the player that seemed the most applicable to my position and a need for a star wide receiver with all the physicals that you could ask for in a wide receiver.
Do you think you would have been upset trading up? Like, I know you were trying to trade up all offseason.
Yeah, yeah.
If you had to go back and you did end up trading up, do you think you still would have taken Sharka?
It depends. I think it completely depends on if the Lancers still get DeAndre. But at the end of the day, Shea is the number one prospect in that class. Shea is him.
He just can't catch the ball.
Yeah, he just struggles, man. Hey, like I mean, we didn't all come out of the womb being the prettiest girl at the party. Like
That is true. Jazz Cat had similar issues.
it's true. It's true. I mean, I think Shea
Shea is
Shea
definitely
might
better.
be a little better than
Shea is
Jazz Cat
definitely
Jr.
a little better than Jazz Cat Jr., but
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I have nothing but faith in this guy. I think people are gonna try and talk me, say a lot of things about him, but I'm here to defend Shea because
absolutely.
I think through a difficult camp and through a difficult game one, there's nothing that you can do but learn from the diverse talents of AJ Cameron, Shea Heinstein, veteran Haywood Jones, Laquan Dashiell, who I appreciate. It's a
Good trade. Good
It's a
trade.
good trade. As well as Ty Hayes is there too, and we all love Ty Hayes. I don't think anyone's gonna know who Ty Hayes is, but I love Ty Hayes, like a mom loves her son.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm a little sad that he struggled so much in his first game, especially with Cap throwing on the ball, but
How did he do his first game? I didn't look.
um I think he had 29 yards on 2
Oh.
receptions and fumble.
I mean, we'll see how he pans out. It could just be an early
He
season
will
thing.
pan out. He will pan out.
But
He is him. I swear it. 23 yards on 2 receptions and a fumble.
damn, we'll see. I know a lot of receivers struggle early on.
Yeah.
Last year we saw the same thing with Gazelle. Like,
Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, after that, the Sabres are up. DB Damari Dredere goes. A stellar camp, and he really fills a need for this team. Only 2 tackles, though,
yeah,
in the victory against the Corsairs week 1, even after a really, really, really beautiful camp.
I think to play the Corsairs and only have 2 tackles as a DB, it's not the biggest deal because they are such an amazing rushing attack. They're gonna use Grazier all game. Grazier's always
And
gonna
I
go
mean,
away.
yeah, that is what wound up happening. Is Gracier sort of ran sprints on them. So he's got a lot of time to improve, but it's really a question. I mean, this is certainly an aging roster. It's certainly close to that cap.
That playoff window
Yeah, is the window is he gonna be good enough for?
for EJ Duffy to win it all.
Yeah, it's a good question. What do you think, Tristan? What do you think, Mateo? Huh? Huh? Is it open? Will it be here? We'll see. Only time will tell. And then finally, to close out the first round, Lancers from the Leopards via the Towers go with Carlisle Hampton. And this may be the bust.
Supposedly shit in a fucking bag. Probably like absolutely bagged in fucking practice. Like I don't understand how he got 50 yards on the Sentries. Maybe the Sentries DB room is so shit that they make diamonds, gang. Like I just don't know with my DB room anymore. I love them. I love my DB room. I think we're so good. And then they let Carlisle Hampton, the guy that shat at fucking practice, get 50 yards on them in a touchdown. Like,
I just want to read his fucking draft description, his camp description, bro. It says, poop in a bag and throw it 10 yards. And that's Carlisle out there. Poop in a bag. How did you let him get a touchdown, twin?
I mean, we'll see. He might just be a good role receiver with a bad camp description
we'll
for
see.
years to come.
We'll see.
Like, we'll see what happens. Maybe it was a one-off, and he got 50 yards as kind of just a one-off game.
We're always gonna be talking about that poop in a bag, though.
We will. We'll go
Poop in a
back.
bag.
Everybody's gonna go back and see that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Poop
And
in
they'll
a
be
bag.
like, I don't want that guy, but maybe he is a decent guy to have on your team.
He's poop in a bag. Anyway, that wraps up our round 1 analysis.
Of the Griffins.
Yeah, of the Griffins draft and everyone else who just so happened to
Have a couple picks.
have a few picks, if any had more than one beyond that.
The Lancers did. They came out with 2 receivers. They had a target position.
They had solid and poop in a bag. And the Griffins had 3 hits and one guy who
I mean, we'll see. I
3
think
hits.
3 decent players is a better way to look at it. We'll see
Hey,
what happens.
3 hits. They hit on 3 picks. 3 picks that probably aren't busts.
All right.
we're talking
We're
about the
moving.
can.
We're moving on,
All right,
gang.
all right.
We're moving on.
Damn you, Ben. You're evil.
Now,
Let's talk about good camps from deep in the draft, which there were not many. The first one I want to talk about is tight end Modelo. who had like a mediocre camp, but wound up going for 100 for the Sabres,
Mm.
which I mentioned earlier, but
I
kind of a what? Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, I
Performance.
was definitely looking at Modelo. Modelo was one of my higher tight end prospects as well, but to perform that well,
Was it because of his name?
could be. Maybe he had a lime that day.
Yeah. You pumped a lime in it.
Uh, yeah. Anything
Yeah.
else to really say about Modelo or
Not really, no. I mean, what a name. I really wanted his
he had a
description
bad
to.
camp?
It was like it sounded like he was solid. It wasn't a bad camp.
It just wasn't as great as 100 yards would predict.
Yeah, as 100 yards may suggest. Um, I also just really wanted his description to be "It's Modelo time." I think I suggested that to John, but he did not wind up going in that direction, which I think is probably the mature thing to do.
um,
Yeah. Otherwise, there are lots of other
a couple other.
four others that I want to highlight. Wide receiver Denzon Burns goes to the Direwolves, and this is a guy
This is the
who
Glaciers hater, right?
this is the Emperor's hater.
I thought he hated the Glaciers. I thought the Glaciers were his team growing up.
Um, we're gonna check that.
They're on the North Gang.
P. Troy.
WB Troy. Yeah. Oh no,
Emperors.
it was the
Emperors.
Emperors.
It was that.
Damn.
Yeah, because they're the ones who moved. Um, it's okay. I've had a little longer to pick up on all this stuff.
I don't know
All
lore.
this bulgogi.
I don't know as much lore.
It's alright. But it looks like the hate is fueling him, according to the camp. We'll see if he winds up panning out. And I really am excited to see him play the fucking Emperors, bro.
I am as well. I think it would have been interesting to see him go to a team that wasn't in the North
Yeah,
if he still had that fire.
yeah.
But
I mean, I guess we'll never know.
we'll see. I mean, we also haven't seen him play yet. Like
Yeah.
it could be
I'm excited for it.
a fire that goes out pretty quickly. So
I don't know. Maybe he really sticks it to Tom Marnie. We'll see.
brother.
We'll make him regret. Anyway, the next three are all linebackers. So I think this
This is kind of what Phil predicted.
is what Phil predicted. Because the steal of the draft goes to the fucking Hoplites again. Marion winds up pulling out Mo Woodhell. And this just looks like Manderson 2.0.
Absolutely. You know, Manderson was scary last year. He was by far and away. I thought he should have been a depoy candidate, but you can't in your rookie season.
Yeah.
Like, by far and away,
Yeah.
the best D lineman last year as a mid third round pick. And
Just behind Rhymes. But yeah.
she does it again.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous actually. Like I don't know what scouting system you're using. I don't know if
I feel like she just goes off vibes.
you think so. Well, I mean,
I thought
I'm pretty
Marion
sure she said she did not look at the draft.
Yeah, I thought she said that as well.
Maybe she
So-
just got the eye. Certainly doesn't run in the family because Charles is a stinker. I'm just kidding, Charles.
I also think Woodhell is probably the best name. Of
Yeah,
the
it's
class.
a
Like
good
it's a probably top 5 in the class.
I also just like the name Mo.
Mo.
Like it could be
Mo Bamba.
It could be Morrison. It could be Muhammad. It's literally the most common name.
Could be Mo Rizzler.
Morrison. So, and then after that, it's another linebacker. KJ Bellamy goes to the Corsairs. First game. 11 tackles and 1 forced fumble in the opener. John's just continuing like a really good, impressive
String of drafts.
man.
Yeah.
He really gets it right. Another traditional great for the Corsairs late in
Absolutely.
the round. And last up, all right, do you wanna?
Victor Botch.
Yeah, Victor Botch.
The Lancers, man.
Great
Lancers
great
had-
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lancers had a lot of picks this year.
Yeah, they did. did.
It's surprising. I didn't realize they had that many. Um, but great camp. 9 tackles, a forced fumble against the Sentries.
Hmm.
Leading that linebacker room already. I mean, we'll see how the Lancers end up doing this season.
What kind of linebacker room did the Lancers have?
You know, I'm just gonna guess that it's not great.
Yeah.
I,
Is that what
I,
the pregame briefing suggested?
I I didn't really have a chance to look at the pregame briefing last night. I was a little sleepy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you take one of your 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock
No, no,
naps?
no. I took a 11 o'clock sleep, and
Oh, there you go.
I was like, oh, certainly nothing will happen in JFL overnight.
Yeah, certainly not a poaching of any of your players.
Poaching of Roman Ayers, tragically.
Yeah, happens, man. Well, hey, that's sort of all for player recaps on the draft, but we have a couple more storylines we wanted to cover before we end it. Just off the couple of week 1 games that we got, and just some of the things that are happening around the league. We already sort of touched on it when we were talking about how we felt about the draft, but I really think this was
I think it was the
overhyped.
hardest draft.
Overhyped.
Overhyped as well. Colby Sansa is obviously going to be pretty good when it's all said and done.
Mm.
Who knows if he'll be the GOAT? We'll see.
I mean, a lot of people seem to think so, but
I think there are also a lot of people that seem to not think he'll translate as well.
yeah.
I mean, we really haven't seen. There's only who's the one rushing quarterback?
Randall Corleone.
Randall Corleone, and
Cool. Yeah, Corleone.
like I haven't had the opportunity to really see a rushing quarterback in JFL. So
Yeah. He was really the leader for the Paladins for a while, but we'll see if a rushing quarterback can lead these Griffins the way it may have been suggested by his description. I think really the question is now is it harder to draft than ever before? Is the talent not there?
I think we'll have to see this. This season definitely feels like it.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at that draft and I was looking description to description. Maybe it's because they were a lot longer this year,
Mm-hmm.
but I was looking at it and I had a lot of players rated fairly highly compared to how they all
How
kind
well
of
they-
performed.
yeah.
Also, I think we could. I kind of talked about this a little earlier. I think we could be seeing a difference in training camps now.
Yeah.
I think John could really be running those training camps differently,
Mm.
and maybe we'll see less great training camps from now on.
Mm-hmm.
But the players will still end up performing even with a bad camp.
Yeah. I think it's been mentioned a lot in the past that training camps, aren't the end all be all. It's really up to how they play. But I think a lot of people threw that out the window, that analysis out the window, even though it was repeatedly suggested. Because it simply was the case that,
Yeah.
generally speaking, the camps were a really, really good indicator. And I think this year, that may be changing quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Fred Manderson had a great camp and he had an amazing year last year, but
Mhm.
I mean, we'll see how the great camp guys do this year.
Yeah.
But I think we could be seeing a fall off of training camp.
Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, I think what's really disappointing too is it's difficult for these teams who wind up racking up a lot of picks, and then it sucks to sort of have some of that infrastructure change up on you and sort of leave you up to some variability.
Yeah,
In a team where you're
you're trying to build,
building. Yeah.
and I mean, we'll see it. I think a good example is like the Lancers. They're definitely trying to build. They had a lot of picks this year.
Yeah.
Um,
But maybe they got hoed by a weak class.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll only time will tell, but I think next season will be a pretty good indicator of the trajectory of draft class talent, and maybe we need to have a serious conversation about what the JCAA is producing in terms of talent.
Maybe. I also think we could just be seeing a recession of John Football League.
Really, you think so?
I mean, I think it could be the case where we see a lot of skill positions fall off as more and more of the kind of goats and pillars of JFL kind of hop out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the JCAA stops producing for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like these guys are going to be amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't quite pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to be a long ways until we get kind of what built JFL back and what made JFL so great.
Yeah, I agree. I think, in all honesty, so far, there's been a few players who are like as good as some of the old greats, but they're not getting into the league at nearly the same speed.
Absolutely.
And I think we'll see as the rosters continue to fill, the lack of expansion. Um, we'll see if John Land gets any more new teams anytime soon. But sort of a less meta topic is
Holy Lascoli!
holy moly, less goalie. The league was correct except for one man, and that man is Owen. Owen winds up trading up into the draft in a round I don't think he had any picks in with the Sharks. He mentioned he didn't even know who he wanted to get at that. So I don't know why you're trading up into a draft where you got no idea what you want, sacrificing some of next year's picks that you value so highly in a team that you're rebuilding for the future with. Just to go get a guy that the whole league passes on. I understand, maybe you see something that the rest of the league doesn't, but Lascoli looks like a pooper, man. And on a team where you sort of blew it all up and you're expecting to be poop, I don't know if Lascoli was the play.
I think for where he got him, it definitely was worth taking the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of viewing that pick as almost a steal of the draft.
Yeah.
But that was also forgetting, like, even though he is the number 2 prospect, Phil knows.
What did Phil say?
Phil knows.
Phil always knows, man. Phil always knows. And it seems he knew about Lascoli as well. But on the topic of running backs, how about Grazier, man? When it's all over, is he the GOAT?
I think at this pace, he's up there.
I mean, they already talked about it on around the JFL.
I think it's hard to compete with the quarterback position,
Mm-hmm.
but of all the players, like, in JFL's history, he is
Grazier.
probably going to be at least top 5 all time, if not
the
top all time.
Yeah. I think Grazier's a tremendous player. There were talks about Charles giving up his entire draft for him.
I don't think that's enough.
I don't think that's enough.
170 yards in a game.
That's to even assume that John would entertain this idea. But I don't think that's enough. I think it's 2 drafts,
I don't think
2 generational players. I think it's Tyson Lane on top of that.
There's nothing. If I was John, there's nothing you could do to get me to get rid of Grazier.
No.
But
Don't do that for my sake. Charles is in my division, and I don't need him to win any games against me because we are rivals. So do not trade Grazier to Charles, please, John. Do not do that shit.
But it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nobody else is close.
No.
I thought Raheem would have a shot now that I kind of pushed him to be the forefront running back.
Yeah.
But Tariq Barber as well.
Yeah,
A career game, 140 yards. Like,
yeah, Tyrant's legend.
the only guy close, even remotely close to Grazier.
Yeah. How do you feel about that in a year you're I'm assuming you're planning on feeding Raheem.
I was planning on feeding Raheem. I thought that my coach would kind of lead us to do that. I almost thought it was a typo when fucking Tariq Barber had 28 carries to Barber's like 5. But I mean, I'm excited. I was not expecting to have a two running back room this year. I
Yeah.
hope Barber picks it up, obviously, because
Maybe he just needed the blockers.
it was a little disappointing. But yeah, maybe Barber just is taking over this
Yeah,
season.
maybe with this tight end look that Lucas has created, he has inadvertently made it so Cage is less effective, but Zarik is
Oh,
four
Barber.
times.
You're thinking Barber.
Huh?
Wait, are you talking about like if I had gotten Cage?
No, I'm saying maybe with this four tight end system, you have made Raheem less effective,
Mm.
and you have made Barber inadvertently more effective, but even more effective than I think Barber or
I don't
Raheem
think
was.
I could not have anticipated anything.
I don't think
close
anybody
to
could
that.
have. Do you think this is a fluke?
I don't think it's a fluke, to be honest.
Mm.
For my coach to give him 28 carries, yeah, he was feeding the monster, but like 28 carries is
Yeah.
still 28 carries.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And he was averaging 5.1 a carry. Like he's
Hey, don't trade him to Charles, please.
like
Please.
I was kind of trying to trade bait him just because he had such a good game and it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
But like I'm very happy keeping him for the rest of the season
Yeah.
and seeing how this running back room does.
Is he your guy? Is he the guy?
I
for
don't
the
think he
centuries?
can be the. I think it's a 1A 1B now.
Yeah.
Like I can actually consider it that. Before coming into the season, it was definitely a 1-2,
Mm.
but now it's for sure 1A 1B.
Yeah.
And whoever's having the game, I'm sure is gonna get fed.
Yeah.
Uh,
That must feel good to have in the room.
yeah. It was a little disappointing though that first game losing to the Lancers like that.
Yeah.
You know, getting rid of your passing game. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah.
But I just need Kronk to start scoring touchdowns, and
It's true.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Once Kronk starts going off, who knows where this system's gonna go. And sort of one of the last player storylines that we wanted to talk about is Mander Magic. It looks like it may have actually been a Mander curse. 48% passing with only one touchdown, I believe, right? And then one interception.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That might have been the worst game I've ever
Yikes.
seen.
That was a primetime game, too.
Prime
9-3 the finish for the Sals. That genuinely might be the worst game of the year. It was the Tank Bowl, if you ask me.
I mean, Brady isn't even trying to tank. That just was like.
Well, and I think what's going to happen is Mander's going to sit, and Legane is going to save the season.
I don't think he sits Mander. I don't know. I think he has too much love in his heart, and I think. Did he trade his first? If he didn't trade his first round pick, I could see him starting Mander the rest of the season.
Are you? What the fuck?
He's a Chad Mander truther.
I don't give a fuck if you're a truther about anybody. If anybody throws 48% on your offense, get rid of them. Get rid of them. It doesn't matter if they were anointed by the goddamn Pope. Get him the fuck gone, bruh. Say bye. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But it looks like one touchdown is all they need. Mander Magic does provide there, but 48%.
They walk away with the win.
You really
The Mander Magic depends on the wins. They are still winning.
Yeah, I suppose so. They did win.
It's like when Ryan Fitzpatrick took over for the Jets. Or the Dolphins.
Let's not talk about
whatever team it
the
was.
journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick like that.
He just had the Fitzmagic and he kept winning. Like, this could be Chad Mander. Like, he might not be great, but he could just win.
Did calling Fitzmagic a comparison to Mander is like...
Is it disrespectful to Mander?
It's disrespectful to somebody, and it ain't Mander. So, we're going to move on. On the topic of The East, we saw a great division in the West for a very long time. The Golden West, so they say.
The East
Um,
was on the rise
and
to
the
be
East
the
was on the rise. And it looked like they may become the next Golden Division. But as the West fell to be a secured division for the Corsairs, the question is, has the East fallen right behind the West?
I think that I think they definitely have fallen behind the West, and I think the North is by far and away the best division in the league right now.
Say it again.
The North.
The North. Oh yes, the North is the best. Sorry,
The North
I
is
keep
by
getting
far the
buzzed.
best.
Holy shit! Owen is spamming the freaking Discord.
But the North is probably gonna have three playoff teams. Sorry, Die Rolls, you're not making the fucking playoffs unless.
You're not voting for your boy Detroit.
Fuck Detroit now. Fuck Detroit. I just remembered how he treated me last night.
What the fuck did he say to you?
He didn't want Cook, bro.
I mean, neither did I.
Yeah, but we had a trade set in stone. I had texted
And
John.
he switched up?
He texted John, and then he switched up right as he texted John.
John, what did you say to him? I'm kidding.
I don't know if he actually texted John, but he told me he texted John, and then he switched up right after that.
Well, either way, I think the West has fallen.
The East has fallen.
And the East has fallen right behind.
The East has fallen further.
Yeah.
I think
from I mean it was like this is the West. The rich, the powerful, the developed division, and then the West fell. The West falls. And then the East starts to develop, and then the East falls. It's more like this is like Millennium Force, and this is like Iron Dragon.
whoa. The East was better than that. The East has been better than that.
You think so?
I think last season the East was the best division.
I would agree. I would agree.
But
was it the West? The West of old?
it wasn't the West of old because my team couldn't perform and the Griffins couldn't perform. But the North definitely took the top spot.
Yeah, and they will again this year.
I think the South has it just because they have the Tyrants. Just because of the Tyrants.
All right. You could say the same for the East, I think, though. But
I don't think you can say the same for the East yet. I just don't believe in Kobe Santa like that yet. He hasn't proven anything to me.
All right. My dog. Fuck yeah.
And then there's the Central. Who's in the Central?
The Rhinos. The Hoplites are probably going to be the one who win the division.
Oh, the Hoplites are really good.
but like...
I'm sorry, Marion. I think it's...
I mean, this is like the exact same story. It's like...
I think this is...
The good team that comes out of the bad division. This was me, like, for a while. This was me making the South relevant. Because God knows Santon wasn't. Sorry, Charles. Not really.
Yeah, I think
Damn you, Ben.
I think the Corsairs are such great contenders that they're above the East right now.
Yeah.
And then there's Sansa. If Sansa can take over, then...
Sansa's the key to the entire East Division flourishing, you think?
Absolutely, because if he plays well, that'll just bring down the other East teams. We'll get better picks this year, and we'll flourish in the future.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's going to take a long time to rebuild the East, especially after the Leopards got annihilated after the Jupiter Bowl.
Yeah, they did. They lost everything.
But Brad has committed to always trying to be good.
Mm.
And Tony is on his way back.
Yeah.
Making a lot of moves.
I love Tony, by the way. Love you, Tony. Love you, Brad. You guys are great.
And I've kind of got my building blocks now.
Just
kind of waiting to have that strong hit.
Yeah.
So I think the East could definitely rise back up, but it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, it's certainly gonna take a while. I think as the time stands, though, it's the Sabres, It's the dire wolves. Well, it's not the dire wolves. It's the emperors and it's the glaciers, and I think it will always be the North for the rest of the season. I believe that call of 3 teams to the playoffs around the JFL was
It's
correct.
absolutely correct.
I think it's head and shoulders, but
We'll
so I would
see.
play the game.
We'll see.
So I would play the game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We can talk about it all on paper, folks, but it doesn't matter till you get inside the JFL.